everyone, welcome to Becky's Crafts and Goodies. Now today I'm going to show you how to make a hot chocolate treat. Now for this you're going to need some chocolate of your choice. Now I'm going to use dairy milk. These are not going to be dairy free, so just use whatever chocolate that you find that you enjoy. I also picked up one of these large silicone ice cube tray moulds from Morrison's. Now this is exactly the right size for what I need. You get 6, so we can make 6 at a time. And I just thought those were the perfect size to pour the chocolate in. We've got some lolly sticks. Now you can get these from Poundland. I actually bought these from Amazon. I think I got double this quantity, but Phoebe can use these for making slime, or I can keep them for the craft room. So we've got some lolly sticks. Also some mini marshmallows here. You could also use chopped nuts if you wanted to. And I've got some hundreds and thousands. So what we need to do to start with is to get the chocolate, and we're going to chop it up into small pieces, and we're going to melt this in a bain-marie, which is basically, it's water, boiling water in a pan, and then it's got like a bowl, a clear type bowl, glass bowl over the top, and we're going to melt it. And let me just bring that in. So that's all we've got there, and I'm going to melt that on a heat. So I'm just going to chop this up into some smallish pieces, and then we'll melt it in the bowl. And I'll show you as well how to melt the chocolate so it's tempered. And what we're doing is we're not melting the chocolate completely, and I'll tell you why we do that in a second. Pop them into this bowl, and then we'll start and melt it. Right, so I'm just going to pour some hot water, boiling water, into the pan, and then we're going to put our chocolate bowl over the top, and that's what's going to melt. Now, when you are melting chocolate and you're going to do this sort of thing, chocolate's a funny thing when you start to melt it, and once it starts to melt, it kind of loses its memory of how it was formed before. I know it sounds really silly, but what you have to do is to not melt all of the chocolate, and the pieces of chocolate that are still in there kind of tell the rest of the chocolate how to be formed and how to form. If you don't, what happens is sometimes the chocolate's not shiny, sometimes it won't quite set right, or it will have, you know, it will just set weird. Sometimes if you hold it in your hand, it will probably melt. So what we'll do is we'll start and melt this down, but we won't melt all of the chocolate. We will leave some pieces in there that are still formed, and that will hopefully tell the other chocolate, this is how you form yourself. And that will be fine. Now, if you melted all of this chocolate, then what you could do is put some unmelted chocolate into it after that, and that actually starts to cool the temperature of the chocolate down, and it brings it down. So we can add some more in it just to cool it and sort of get it round. I know it sounds silly, but just trust me on this one. So I'm going to put the hob on now, and we're going to start and melt this down. Right, so I want to show you the stage that we're at now. So if you can see that a lot of it is melted, but you've still got some chunks in there. So what you can do is to take that off the boil now and literally just stir it. We're just going to stir it in. I'm just going to lift this off carefully and pop it onto this mat. Right, so we've moved over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir this chocolate in. Don't stop stirring at this point. And you might also notice I've got some more chocolate here at the side, and I'm going to use this chocolate to also cool down the chocolate that's in the pan here. And as I said, this chocolate will help teach this melted chocolate that it has to form back again, and we're cooling the temperature down. You can also go in a bit of a figure of 8 and that sort of thing, and I'm just going to keep adding this in until it starts to cool down. So just keep mixing, and then what we'll do is we'll test it with just the side of our finger here very carefully and see. This looks so delicious, and this would be lovely on some strawberries. So if you've got some nice strawberries, as they're about at the moment, aren't they? The real nice British strawberries. And you could drizzle some of this on those. That would look really, really nice. Right, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to test it with the side of our finger, and that is cooling down loads. And if it still felt quite hot, then you could put some more chocolate in just to cool it down. But when I put my finger in there, it didn't feel hot in the slightest. It just feels kind of warm, if that makes sense. So when you can see that all of the chocolate is melted, I think that's a bit in there. So we'll just keep mixing it a little bit more. Then we'll get the moulds in, and we'll pop it in the mould. Right, so we'll pull the moulds in now, and I'm hoping I can get this in here without drizzling it everywhere. You could, if you wanted to, maybe put it in a jug. That might help. I'm going to try without. Grab myself a spoon, and again I'm at a bit of a funny angle with a tripod, but we'll give it a go. Put some chocolate in there, and the girls are waiting in the wings to relieve me of the rest of the chocolate. They're so kind, aren't they? Pour that in there. We can just wipe off any extra bits that have gone on the side, so don't worry about that too much. Probably put a bit more actually in that one. And if I need to fill any more in actually at the end, I can. But it doesn't feel piping hot, but it's obviously still of a temperature to be able to pour it. Just do these last couple here. And these would also make fantastic Christmas gifts as well. If you're looking to do little presents and gifts for people, we'll wrap them at the end. So I'll show you how to wrap them. The girls are going to be gutted because I promised that they could have the leftovers, and there isn't really going to be that much left over. Oh, they can have one of these, can't they? And you can do a similar sort of thing if you wanted to with the little cake pop type things. You could make some small like little lollies on sticks. And if you are melting chocolate then, and you want to sort of make it in another shape, then I would definitely recommend doing it this way. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave this just for a minute, just so it starts to set, and then we're going to put our sticks in because we want the sticks to stand up. Okay. And then we'll start and put some little treats and stuff on the top. Right, I'll give this to Phoebe, she can sort that bowl out, I'm sure. And we'll just leave this just for a minute, and then we'll pop the sticks in. Right, so we're going to pop these lolly sticks in now. And if you start and try and put them in and they're not staying, then just leave them another few minutes. I've probably just left this 5 minutes because don't forget that the chocolate isn't hot, so it's just warm. So we'll pop these in. And if you didn't want to sprinkle anything on the top of them, you don't have to put anything on. But bear in mind what you do put on is going to go in your drink. So if you don't like hundreds and thousands, don't want them on, don't put them on at this stage. What you could do is chop these marshmallows up to make them a little bit smaller if you wanted them smaller. But these are going to be fine. I'll just pop a few on and just kind of like drop them on. And then we'll do some with the hundreds and thousands as well. Ooh, look, I've got an escapee there, look. That's it. Phoebe's using the last little bit of chocolate on some, with some strawberries, so she's enjoying that. Right, it's sticking to my fingers. Okay, so that's that side. I didn't turn it yet. And then what I'm going to do is pop some hundreds and thousands, just grab a spoon, on the other side. Oh, I'm spilling them everywhere now. Let's put them in this bowl. Okay, and if I can get these on here without getting them on the other side, it'll be a miracle, because they go everywhere, don't they? So we'll just sprinkle a few. They're going to look really cute, but you could think of all sorts of things you could put on them. Let us know in the comments, actually, down below, what you would put on top. Obviously, if you've got nuts, you can't do those if you've got any kind of nut allergy, and then I don't know if it'd be a bit weird having nuts floating in your drink, but you could just do that. It's tricky to get this side, but they're going to look so cute, and they're going to look really cute when they're all wrapped up too. I'll just try and get a little bit more down there, and then very carefully I'm going to transfer this into the fridge, and they will set. And once they're set, we'll turn them out. I'm spilling them everywhere. I'm going to be finding these, aren't I, on my feet. I'm going to have to put the vacuum round. Right, there we go. So they're all ready. We will now pop those in the fridge, and then I'll show you them when they have cooled down and set. Right, so it's been a few hours and we've taken these out of the fridge now. So if I just pull them a little bit, you can see that they're starting to come away. So I'm just going to loosen all the edges here, and then we will take them out of the mould. Right, so you feel like you're going to break them, but you won't, because the mould's quite robust. Just pop those all out there. They just pop up, actually. If you push them from the bottom, they do come out quite easily. Now, to wrap them, we've got these cellophane bags. Now, these ones I've got here have got a bottom part, so they'll actually stand up. I've also got some, you can buy some that are plain as well. These have got gold stripes down the bottom. I thought they'd look quite nice, maybe teamed up with some gold curling ribbon or something like that, especially if you were doing them for Christmas. They'd look really nice. I'm going to pop one of these to start with in one of these bags here. So it's literally a case of just popping it in, and then we'll put some curling ribbon on the top. Now, I will link these bags in the description in case you wanted to buy any yourself. They just go down like that, and then we'll put some curling ribbon on them. So if it was Christmas time, I would probably do reds and golds and things like that. Because these have got pink on, I'm going to do these in pink. Maybe if you were having a movie night or something, maybe it was someone's birthday, maybe you've got your little girl's birthday or something, you could do pink. If you've got a little boy, you could do whatever colours they like. Team them all up with the themes of birthdays. I'm going to put a couple of bits around here just to make it nice and full, and then all you do is you just get your scissors. Let me just move those to one side a little bit. You just get your scissors and you just curl these bits here, and as you can see, they look brilliant, and they look a great gift. You could put these in hampers. They could be Mother's Day, Father's Day, any occasion really. So that is what they look like. So what I'm going to do is wrap all these up, and then I'll show you them at the end. Right, so I've wrapped them up now, and I've just put this gingham type ribbon on, and I think that makes them look a little bit more Christmassy. So what you would do is just pop those into a mug of warm milk and then stir them round until the chocolate dissolved. If you wanted to make them smaller, then you could obviously make smaller ones. It's completely up to you. So that's it for me. I hope you've enjoyed watching this tasty DIY. I hope you're all okay, and I'll see you again soon. You take care. Bye for now.